So what's up? It's your girl Hasina.
Hey, it's Dr. Lanisha.
And it's your girl, Dr. Love.
Welcome to Three the Hard Way, where the conversations are always real and the truth always unfiltered.
At this point, y'all know who we are, and we are here talking honestly about the wild, wonderful, and sometimes messy world of life and relationships.
And listen, we come with real stories. We're here to grow together. This environment should be a safe space, but really, we want to make sure everybody feels seen. Okay?
And it doesn't matter what your relationship status is. Maybe you're dating, maybe you're married, maybe it's complicated. Either way, there will be some gems dropped in this podcast for you.
For sure, this is your space to laugh with us because y'all know we like to laugh and y'all know we funny as hell. We will reflect on a few things, but most importantly, we're going to take some actionable steps to live the life of our dreams.
We are here to do the hard work and the heart work together. So, y'all ready to get started?
So let's get it.
Let's get
Let's
it.
get right
Let's
on
get it.
it.
All right, y'all. Y'all know we start with the grows and glows. Okay. We are starting with grows and glows. So this week, I was reflecting on what I was gonna say for this segment of the podcast. Still never came to a definitive conclusion. So I'm gonna take this opportunity now to say that I'm still working on the same shit, y'all. My growth, same things. Asking for help, being okay with letting other people take care of me and not always being the one that's taking care of everybody else. But that's by default. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta make sure everybody else good. Um, my glows are that oh my goodness. My glow is that I will be a guest on a super, super exciting episode of a podcast that I can't say just yet, but I am going to be a guest on well, if all goes well, and it will, I will
Will.
be a guest on an amazing podcast. More details to come soon with that. What y'all
I
got?
love
Woo-hoo.
it. Yes. Well, this week is much of the same. My grows and glows is just me staying in them books, staying consistent. I can add on though that I've been heavy on my affirmations. I
Mm.
think that has a lot to do with this positive energy that I've been not just giving but also receiving. I don't skip no days. I get up proclaiming the best for me and my family. And I can say, like, without a shadow of a doubt, it's working. It's working. I am demanding it, I'm commanding it, and it is happening. So, I'm glowed up this week. I am.
We
What
love it.
about you, love? What you got going?
Okay. I don't know if I shared previously, but I've been on this spiritual journey. I'm not perfect. The Lord's still working on me. But I find myself going through ebbs and flows of my connection to, my spiritual beliefs. And so I've just been committed to that. So that's going to be my grow and my glow. I'm staying committed. I'm showing up weekly, making sure I'm hearing that word, doing the things that I need to do. I'm trying to adjust some aspects of my life. And so I just want to stay in line. And so, that's it. Just working on my spiritual
I,
growth.
Ooh,
I love that.
love it.
I'm
You
trying. I
doing?
was a heathen once upon a
You
time, trying to get it together.
Well, it looks like you already doing. So stay consistent, stay disciplined. I know, the spiritual journey is not always the easiest. It's not always the most comfortable, but you got this, boo.
You
I
got it.
appreciate y'all.
You know.
Well,
Um, well, I love hearing those grows and glows. We got to keep holding each other accountable.
Yes.
yeah.
This would be the moment where we talk about shout outs. Um, I know y'all still waiting to send us the emails and the DMs. You don't have to wait. We here to tell you don't have to keep waiting. But I know y'all coming. I know y'all coming. So shout outs that I have though, I will say for my I'll shout out my kids. Yesterday my son was in the Bands of America Southeastern regional competitions with his school. And I'm excited about that because they were the only band from our state to go to this competition. So it was super good. Shout out to them.
Yay.
Um,
Yeah.
and my daughter is now a permit driver. She got her learner's license this Friday. So I'm super excited about that. Y'all pray for me though. Pray for me.
Stay out the way.
Listen, this my baby
That's
that don't
enough.
this my baby that don't always listen. So y'all pray for us on these roads out here.
Um, that's great.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
good.
Y'all got any shout outs?
That is
I,
exciting.
I shout out my oldest kiddo. She started a job this week. Whoop whoop to
Whoop
her being able
whoop.
to braiding hair. Whoop whoop.
Oh, I
Period.
love
She can buy her own Starbucks. You know.
that's a big deal. That is really a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yes.
I'm with it. So first job. I mean, I was 14 when I first started working.
Same.
They're a little privileged in my opinion because she's 17. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we getting that
That's
workforce action going. It's
Listen.
time.
They are
So,
definitely privileged. You know, I was just telling the hubby the other day, like, hey, we gotta take these kids out here so they can give back, so they can understand that we
yes.
are truly privileged, especially in these times where many people are hurting. Like, look, they may encounter some folks that are going through some things. So I don't want them to ever forget that everything they have
yeah.
is something to be grateful for. So we practice gratitude in this house.
Oh,
Hello.
that's right.
Yeah.
Hasina, you got a shout out, Hasina?
No, no shout outs this week for me. I'm gonna have to really put my foot on these people next so we can get some email.
That part. Got us
Li-
filling in the
Right.
blank. That
listen,
part.
listen. If you are joining us live and you have some shout outs, go ahead and put them in the comments because your comment might just end up on the show. So engage with us. We want to talk to y'all. What T Pain say? Talk to me. I talk back.
I, I was on a whole nother level. I'm like, I'm gonna buy you a drink. That's the first thing I thought of when you
Oh
said that.
God.
Sorry.
That's where
You
you
know,
went, sis.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
That is fun tea.
I love it.
Y'all ready to
all
get
right.
into the topic today? We
You
got one today, y'all.
yes,
All
Prepare.
right.
we do.
Well,
You
it's
right about
time
it.
for us to go ahead and get into the topic. For those of you who don't know already from the title, we're talking about the failure to launch. Let me just ask this. You ever feel like you're stuck at the starting point or the starting line in your own life? Like you've done all the prepping, you've done all the overthinking, you've done all the vision boarding, you've done
Mhm.
all of the things to get yourself together, but when it's time to actually launch said thing, somehow you just don't. And I don't even know if it's somehow you just don't. You find every single excuse in the book as to why it's not the right time, why things aren't working correctly. Uh, thinking about the opinions and thoughts of other people and what they'll think. Listen,
Mm.
If you nod your head, wherever you are listening to this episode from, and you like, girl, yeah, that's me, or all right, now y'all talking about me. That is that silent season of the failure to launch. And let me just be clear, it's not because you're lazy. It's because life happens, right?
The
We
wholeness.
are fearful sometimes. We are people pleasers at times. We're perfectionists at times. And all of those things, we doubt ourselves. All of those things are holding us hostage. So today we're going to get into what that might look like for us in our lives and maybe even yours, why it's happening, what it really means, and give some, tips on how to move from being in that stuck place and not failing or not fearing failing to launch. Goodness.
Ooh,
But more so
look
getting
at it.
taking some action. Taking some action.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I I'm just gonna jump in and say I think it starts early on
Mm.
because you got some, and this is no shade, but if it applies to you, then let's grow together. You
Yeah.
got some grown people that are still living under their parents' care. And what I mean by that is, if your parents cover most of your bills, um, if you able to enjoy yourself, but you in the basement, I mean, it's okay if it's temporary, but if you're enjoying life and you're buying cars and things and of that nature and taking trips, but you go back to sleeping in the basement, I think that sometimes the enabling does not require us to launch. I consider that enabling. And I will say this, like, my father was a stickler, no shade to Bill, but when I finished college, he was like, "Oh, you want to stay at my house? You're going to pay rent to sleep on the couch." He didn't even have no extra bedrooms. He made it hard, you
Mm.
know, to
Mm.
utilize him. If you wanted to sleep on his couch, you was gonna pay him at least 300 a month. You was gonna pay 350 if you wanted to sleep in the bedroom. It was only one. So one bedroom. So, at that time, I actually could get like a studio for like $500. So in my
I
mind, well, why would I stay with my dad for 350 when I could just get my own place, for 500? But but it started early on where it was not comfortable for me to latch on. So I had to figure out how to make stuff shake. But what are y'all thoughts?
no, that's honestly that hadn't even occurred to me. The part about enabling, not requiring the launch. But
Mhm.
my backstory is much like yours, Dr. Love. I didn't have a choice.
Mm.
There was no space for me to stay. So I was pushed out into the world, but I actually wouldn't change that. I would not
Mhm.
change my experience because it forced me to try things and fail and try again and fail and try again. And it's just made me a better woman overall. Not
Mm.
having that, not that there's anything wrong with having a safety net, but I will say a safety net that enabled me. I did not
Yeah.
have that. I had to have my boots on the ground, figuring shit out.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, to your point, it is desirable to know that if you need somebody to depend on, you
Yeah.
got folks that got your back. But when that turns into a crutch, then I think some people don't have the need to launch. So
Mm.
I just want to tell that to some of the parents,
Yeah.
like my 17-year-old daughter right now, she does not need to work. But what I'm trying to help her understand is Starbucks and trips and shoes and braiding hair. It don't fall off trees. And
No.
if she leaves my house,
Listen.
I'm saying, if she leave my
Listen.
house, this is how the world works, then I'm doing her a disjustice. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
that's why I think it's important, parents, even if you do have it like that and your kids don't have to work, sometimes you need them to learn the work ethic and the skill and the professionalism and the independent living skills and all the things so you can set them up for the future. But if they not
Absolutely.
learning that, you still washing their clothes and they 16 and they ain't never worked a washing machine. This is no shade. I'm just keeping it above. They ain't never worked no dish soap. Like,
No, you, Dr. Love, you right about it because I'm practicing this very same thing with my son about these damn Robux. We not gonna keep on buying Robux gift cards every goddamn day. So now you want Robux, you gotta work for them, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 12 going on 13. But like you said, I am trying to teach a lesson because for a moment there, he got so comfortable asking all the time because I was providing them all the time. There
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
was no barrier to him getting them. He didn't have to do anything to earn it. So we do our kids a disservice, like you said, when we just provide all the things. No, come over here and let me show you how to scramble these eggs and wash these clothes and vacuum these. Like you have to do all the things to earn your keep around here. And I
Yep.
know
That's
that there's this conversation often that circulates social media about there's two sides. There's the parents that their kids got to go when they turn 18. And then there's the parents who 1000% disagree and their kids can stay forever. I don't know where
right.
I'm at with that yet, but you have to have some balance because if they're staying past 18, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm
Is
Mm-hmm.
at.
no if no fire's being lit, then it's a disservice.
Yeah. I'm saying you gotta go. My thing is like, I love my children to death, but my thing is if college not for you, that's fine. If starting a business and living independently seeming like a challenge, okay. Then there's the military. We got options.
We got
But
options.
Yes,
you know, but I feel like
absolutely.
I do want to like pivot not too far. We might have to go back. I do want to pivot to adults that are living independently, but they feel like maybe their goals they can't work towards because you're taking care of children, taking care of a
Mm-hmm.
household, taking care of a spouse. And so that failure to launch might not be because you've been enabled, it might not be because you don't have motivation. It could be
Yeah.
because you're lacking resources. And so for that, my thing is like networking, connecting with other people, and we'll probably have a whole nother episode about that. But connecting with
Mm-hmm.
people who are doing the things that you want to do. But if you sit back at home and all you think about is all your challenges and all you think about is all the things that ain't going right and all the stuff you got to do and all the barriers that's going to get in the way, if that's
Mm-hmm.
all about, then yeah, it's going to be hard getting to the next level for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And I just when I think about the failure to launch, it does go back. It starts when you are younger, I believe, because we're taught certain things. Like some of us, and maybe the some of us is just me, but I was taught that, or I wasn't taught that I could do certain things, that I could be successful, that I could be above average when it comes to certain things. So when I want to pivot or when I want to introduce a new idea, I often think about like, is this for me? Am I supposed to be doing this? But let me tell y'all something. Unlearning the shit that you've been taught from young, it is tough, and it is something that we're always doing.
Yeah.
It's either like, oh, I have to be perfect, I gotta show up in this way, oh, can't get on camera, for example. This is a lot of the reasons why I failed to launch certain things. Can't get on camera, oh, my eyebrows not done, oh, my hair's looking raggedy, wait a minute, hold on, my lace showing. So I moved away from being of service, which is the reason why I wanted to launch certain things in the past. I went from being of service to caring about myself and if I'm going to be judged, if I'll, comparing myself to other people. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So another shout out, big ups to us for continuing to show up because I know
Just
sometimes I'll
showing
be on
up.
here
Yeah.
looking raggedy.
Like
We
we
didn't
survived.
fail to launch.
Do the best we can. But you know what, Dr. Niche, you make an amazing point. This idea of perfectionism, it is poison. It is
Yes.
such poison. And if you think about any
Mm-hmm.
successful person and even things that we've done, nobody starts out perfect.
Right.
You may never even achieve this idea of perfection in the business or, whatever it is that you're striving towards. And for some of us, it's just being parents. Like this applies to those moms who that's what they do full time, or those dads. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing is ever going to be perfect. You at least just need to try.
Try.
Just start. If I had $1 for every time I came up with an idea, wrote out a plan, and the shit just went nowhere, like I'd be so rich right now. But at the same time, there's many things that I had an idea and I did try, and I
Mm-hmm.
did so there's beauty in trying because there's some people who just get up, clock in, clock out, repeat, get up, clock in, clock out, repeat. They don't ever try anything. So if you're failing, you're at least trying.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. If you're failing, you're at least trying. Let me tell you about epic fail. So this is gonna be super random. Okay, so I call myself trying a new application of my little unit this morning, right? So it didn't work out as planned. That's what I get for watching,
It's still
everybody be.
Tito.
So I appreciate it. But this morning, mind you, my spiritual growth is happening. And so I'm going to, my way to hit a word. But now I didn't try this new process that's not working. So I'm looking a little lopsided, at the dome. And so did I go to church with my milk strip on? I sure did. I sure did. Went to church. I was like, they don't know no better. They're gonna think this is a headband. And put that on and got in that thing. Because to your
Exactly.
point, I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, am I gonna let this small detail that probably nobody will really notice impact what I'm really
Exactly.
trying to do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I chose not to. I'm like, listen, if one Sunday I ain't popping off like I like to, okay, is God gonna get
Oh,
me?
well, exactly.
Staying focused.
Focused, honey. I love that. I love that. Staying focused. Whew. Something that I want to talk about also real quick before, we discuss this any further is the meaning, not any further, but before we move on, the meaning that we give to the word failure. I think that failure has such a negative connotation
Yeah.
and it's either you're learning or I feel like you're learning lessons or you winning.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank,
One
period.
of the two.
That's
One of the
all it
two.
is. Cause failure is your blueprint to get things better. Failure is your blueprint to be like, hey, you need to keep going. You need to
Yeah.
keep going. Don't
Yeah.
continue to, oh, this didn't work. All is lost. We're gonna have to try some things. I mean, even thinking back to our podcast, y'all, we started on Instagram
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
once a week. We was winging it. Well, at least I know I was winging it.
Say,
It was
I
fun.
was winging it, y'all. 5 minutes before I'm here. But I think back to that and look at us now. Look at us now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got transitions and shit.
I know.
We got seasons.
We moved around.
No, no, for real, for
We
real.
got comments. We get
But Dr. Niche, we have to reframe failure and
Mm-hmm.
what that really means. But society teaches us all these horrible, dark things, like
Yep.
if you reframe it, it's actually positive. Like, I tried to record a video today for my YouTube channel. That shit didn't work out. It was terrible. But
Yep.
I made an attempt.
Mm-hmm.
There was some effort put into said thing. And
Yeah.
because you can't steer a parked car. Like, you're gonna
Right.
have to turn ignition, shift to drive, and get some momentum going. Like, that's the only way to do it. Like, there is no workaround for
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
None. None.
So the message is, if you feel like you have a failure to launch or someone that you care about, what we're saying is inspire momentum and you initiate your own momentum and keep trying and don't let letdowns define, sometimes a setback is a setup, right? So
Mm-hmm.
define where you're going, but take those lessons, take them lickings
Yep.
and keep on ticking.
And keep
No,
on ticking.
absolutely. And something else that I think is super important to point out is, don't be afraid to pivot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Child,
That's my
I got a laundry list of shit that I done been there and done that and tried and went back to. Like, do not be afraid to pivot.
Right.
You get
Or
kind of stuck in this image or this box of what people know you to be, and you don't
absolutely.
want to step outside of it. I've been esthetician, school teacher, yoga teacher, healthcare professional, like all girl, all the things.
mm-hmm.
Driving Uber, stay at home mom, all the things.
Yeah.
But I also do not exist in a box. I'm gonna do whatever. If I wake
Mm-hmm.
up and I feel on my spirit like, oh, that might be fun. Let me try that.
I love
Do
it.
it. Do it. You have to get out of the box that people put you in. I don't care if you've been doing it for 10 years. If it's not serving you,
mm-hmm.
who are you doing it for?
Yep. You gotta
Yeah.
stop. You can't stay loyal to old versions of yourself. If you gonna
Absolutely.
pivot, you have to pivot. If things change in your life, then that means that you are probably birthing a new version of yourself. So you can't keep doing the same things that work for one version of yourself, but expecting to elevate in this new version of you.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You 2.0. Get to
Absolutely.
that
It's
next
probably
verse.
it's probably about 10.0 for us because we done did some things between the three of us.
Yes, no, we have. See, but it's like no risk, no reward. You
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
gotta dip your toe in that water and see what's going on. And once you don't care what people think, a
Yeah.
whole new world opens up.
A whole new. No, you're right.
Mm-hmm. No, I like it. Keep going, love. Cause it is
Look,
a whole new world, and we be. Can I be honest, y'all? We spend
Please.
a lot of time caring about what people think, and they've never even tried to do what we trying to do, or have no frame of reference or idea how to get there. But
Absolutely.
we worried about what you think. You who has never moved outside of your hometown. You
yeah.
who has never been an entrepreneur. You who has dot dot dot. I ain't gonna keep going, but you know who you are. We
Oh,
Exactly. And
no,
so you have to ask yourself, who am I listening? Like, am I really listening to you?
mm,
Like,
dang.
you still home with
mm,
your mama? Like, this is not a conversation that I'm even willing to engage in, especially when it's those like dream killer vibes.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Do not allow anybody else to come instill fear into your life, into your plan, your goals and aspirations. Like, that's just wild to me if you just think about it on a common sense level.
Mm.
Mm,
So that's so interesting. One of my homegirls, she my ship, she mentioned about being in a rat race, and we were talking about how at my big girl age, I'm scaling back from working I'm scaling back from doing so much because I need the freedom in my mind to create. I need the freedom in
Mm-hmm.
my existence to explore.
Yeah.
And when she used that phrase rat race, I'm like, you know what? A lot of us are in the rat race. And we so focused on taking care of bills, taking care of family, doing who knows what, taking care of your house, all the things
Yeah.
you need to do. But at the same time, if you don't free up no mental space so that you can create and explore the next level, you
Yeah.
know, you gotta find a way to create that, whether it's keeping healthy boundaries with your work schedule, whether it's keeping healthy boundaries with your family, whether it's delegating, because that's a big one. If you got
Yes.
big people in your house,
Yes.
listen, you got big people in your house, you should not be doing everything. I'm just trying to say. And so
Mm-hmm.
even in the workplace, delegate so that you can create mental space and come up with your strategy. We was talking about that a couple weeks back. Come up with your strategy so you
Yes.
can create the freedom to figure out how to launch.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's such a compounded problem too, Dr. Love, because if we just roll it back a little bit, when you talk about having the space to launch or the resources to launch, most people are buried under debt and responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, how did we get there with all this debt and responsibilities? Because
Mm-hmm.
society pushed a narrative that your success was determined by what you had. So
Mm-hmm.
we all ran to get all the things
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now
to
don't
then
none and all those things don't matter right now.
they don't mean anything. So I think that's the part that a large part of the population have to be honest about. I got to get rid of some of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
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 Point blank, period. You got to start shedding the fat, or you never gonna like. It's people who that I know personally, they working two jobs. I know a lot of people probably are. They got a job and a side hustle, one or the other.
Yeah.
So they don't have no time. Like I'm exhausted after I'm doing everything. Well, that's because you got too much shit that you trying to keep up with and pay for. So you have to
Yeah.
shed the fat, the space. And that means being okay with having less.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You have to be okay with having less to even for some people to even start the journey of creating space to dilly dally around and see what you might even like or be into. Some people don't even have the mental capacity to figure out, well, what would I be doing if I didn't
Do I?
work 75 hours a week?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't even know because
Right.
all I do is work and take care of my kids. Like that's the narrative of many.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of the problem. We ain't out here dilly dallying enough. Get outside and dilly dally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These
Yes.
words, I don't know if our group chat letter has anything to do with this, but dilly dally for one is crazy. I'm at yoga this week, you know what I'm saying? And she kept saying, I'm sorry, this ain't appropriate. But she kept saying, you want to zhuzh your strap up. You can I'm like, is zhuzh a word? She's like, if you feel a little stretch in your back, zhuzh your back a little. And that's when I knew I was in the wrong place. I said, it been making up words. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to start judging. That's the point of life I want to be in. I want to judge.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Judge your
goodness.
shit. Judge it.
Judge.
Before we get into the group chat, y'all, I did want
Love
to
it.
offer our listeners some things that they can do to help them move from failure to launch and into more action taking, into getting closer to launching. Maybe we can, take turns giving the listeners some things.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Here's what I'll say. One I'll say is it's okay to start small. Start small by with something like creating the atmosphere where you feel like you believe in yourself. You believe that you know what I want to carry this out. It put you into a space where you want to be disciplined and consistent. Notice I didn't say motivated because that heifer motivation, she don't really come around often. And we be waiting on her. We can't wait on her. Discipline and consistency are the cousins that you need that's going to get you closer to um carrying out whatever it is you want to carry out.
I
Okay,
love
I like
that.
that. Okay, Hasina, you want me to go or you want to go?
You can take it. I'll wrap it up.
Perfect. Um, my thing is networking. You know how they say it takes a village, like to raise a child. I mean, it takes a village sometimes to get through adulting. Adulting is ghetto, okay? And so don't keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you feel like your current circle can't sow or feed you what you need, then be willing to expand that circle. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love
And that means sometimes just doing things you enjoy. Sometimes you meet people who also like bike riding, but they also a CPA or an attorney in a field that you've been trying to learn about. Who knows? Or if you decide you like to jog, you can meet people from just doing things you enjoy. But if you keep it to yourself and you just kind of stay bottled into your life, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you learn a lot from communicating with other humans. And it is still good people that just like to give information, like to connect with other good
Yeah.
humans. But you're
Yep.
not gonna know if you're just focused on doing stuff by yourself. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
that.
I agree.
Okay. So, last but not least, I wrote down the three C's: clarity,
Mhm.
confidence, and consistency, as Dr. Niche pointed out earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity, step one, define what launching even looks like for you. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Confidence, speak life into it daily. Once you
Yeah.
identify, speak life into it daily. The first time you find yourself self sabotaging, dead it right there on the spot, and affirm that you are capable and willing to make it happen and see it through.
Mm.
Consistency, small steps combined will get you to your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm-hmm.
all three, and you're going to take off
There you
every
go.
time.
Every time. Every time. Every
Stick.
time. And think about the risk, of not launching. You know what I'm saying? What are you risking not launching? Because we think about the risk of launching, like, oh, if I do this, then this will happen. Think about where you'll be if you don't.
Look,
Absolutely.
my last little throw in there. I tell people often, like, if it was easy, everybody would have it. If it was
Everybody.
easy, everybody would be doing it. Like, so sometimes you just got to stick it out because it'll pay off in the end.
It will.
And something else that is so profound for me. I love talking to older people, and by older I mean like 80s. And I always ask them the same question. What would they do different, or if they could give one piece of advice, what would it be?
Hmm.
100 times out of 100 times, they say the same thing. Don't wait to do the things that you love.
Mm.
There's
Hmm.
nothing to wait for. Do it
Yeah.
now. They
Mm.
have all said it.
Yep.
Do
Okay,
it.
Pink Train. They have all said it, and so I want that to really stick in the minds of the supporters of our show. Do it now. There's no
Mm-hmm.
perfect time. That's not real. The only time is now. That's all you have. So
Yep.
for me, I'm just doing everything. So you can't tell me nothing. I'm trying it all.
I'm right with
I
you.
got nothing to lose.
I'm right with you. I'm everything.
Facts. We running it up out here. Well, y'all know what time it is
Yes.
from the group
Time for
chat.
the group
From the
chat.
group chat.
Okay.
On
So
that group
this
chat.
week for the group chat, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I did a little bit of research on some failures to launch. Some that I know people will be able to, not even if you can't connect with it, you know about it. It will be something that you have heard of, seen. So let's get right into it. We all know J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
What was her failure to launch? 12 major publishers turned down her manuscript, which she
Mm,
wrote while she was on welfare as a single mother.
mm.
Okay? We already know who she is and what she is today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Another. And I'm just going to do three. Just going to do three. The founders of Airbnb, Brian, Joe, and Nathan. Their idea for Airbnb was born out of a conversation of them trying to figure out how they were going to make rent for the month. So they
I
said,
love
okay, we'll just in our living room throw some air mattresses out there and just rent out the space.
Mm.
it. I love it. I might need to do that. I got some air mattresses. Love it.
No,
Yes.
seriously, they just came up with a silly side hustle because they were trying to make rent and they did not stop. They kept going and they kept going and they kept going. We all know what Airbnb is today.
Yep.
One more. I have so many, but for the sake of time, one
I
more.
love it. Mm-hmm.
Sarah Blakely, the owner of Spanx. We all know
Mm,
about Spanx.
mm-hmm.
She came up with an idea for a footless pantyhose and spent 2 years being rejected. Okay? We all know Spanx today. The woman's a millionaire. Like, the point
Yeah.
is, countless entrepreneurs have tried, failed,
Mm-hmm.
tried again, failed, tried again. My list
Yeah.
is so long, but the point is the same.
Yeah.
You don't really need a map. You don't need a roadmap. You need some movement. You need some
Yep.
That's
momentum.
Yep.
And once you put your foot on the gas and you don't take it off, you have no other choice but to get closer to your goals and your dreams. Even if you reach it and say, okay, maybe this is not it for me.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said earlier, pivot. At least you can say, I tried that. That
Yep.
wasn't
Yeah.
it. Now let me try this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I like the pivot to the group chat. It was less of a question, more just some. I love that. That was good. Just
Just some
remind.
reminders that you have to start. You have to start
Mm-hmm.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm with
And
it.
it's never too late, right? It is
Absolutely.
never too late to launch. I just think about some people that come to mind. Also, Viola Davis, right? She didn't get her
Hmm.
first major breakout role until she was like 43, I believe. Right?
Mm,
Vera
I love.
Wang. Y'all know Vera Wang.
She's
She
on my
didn't become
list.
a bridal designer until age 40. Toni
She
Mm,
was looked
Morrison.
over a lot. Yep.
Toni Morrison. She was 39. I don't know. Don't ask me the book it was, but I just know she was 39. And it's so interesting because Kev on Stage made a video a couple of days ago, and somebody was like, is it too late for me to pivot at the right age of 27? I said, 27? Baby,
not the right age. Okay,
27?
Mm-mm.
okay.
27. Okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? Two Chains. He didn't start until 34. He didn't hit it big until 34. Taraji P.
Exactly.
Henson, she was about 26. But she didn't really get famous until I think she was maybe in her 30s. Tabitha
In her
Brown,
late 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, Tabitha Brown. She was in her 40s. Who else? The chicken man. Wasn't he about 60, 50 or 60? Colonel Sanders. Wasn't he about
Colonel Sanders.
52 or something?
He came out. He came out in
No.
99 and 2. That man was already anyway.
Listen. Yeah. Yeah. He
I mean,
was on his way.
there's the talkers and there's the doers. And you have to make a decision for yourself which category you belong to, because we get one shot at this that we know
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
of.
Mm-hmm. And the doers
Unless
And
you
you have
always win.
opportunities. You
hello.
have to. Like, no situation is perfect. At least most situations are not. I'll say that. Some people have more help than others. Regardless, you have to take a look at what you have access to and take advantage of that
Yeah.
and make it
Yes.
happen. Because the excuses, the self sabotage, the fear, the
Mm-hmm.
doubt, it's time out for that. It's time to launch. It is time to launch.
We got to let it
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Let go. Um, I'm with it. I'm with all of it. I one last thing I want to add about that group chat. Um, I'm inspired by hearing that. For one, it's just a reminder to keep going. And I'll say for myself, now I ain't part of that list just yet, but when I tell you I've been an entrepreneur at heart for so long, I had a resume writing business, I had a boutique. Niche remember the boutique. I tried so many different things. One thing I will say is I ran from my talent a lot, and my talent has been the behavioral health sector, and I ran from it because I didn't enjoy it. And
Mm-hmm.
so my thing is sometimes you got to do what you need until you can do what you want. And even if you
Yes.
have a talent that you don't fully enjoy, but it can bridge so that you can start to do the things you want to do, like find a way. One of my rules is when people sleep, that's when you need to get to business. And so early
Mm-hmm.
mornings, late nights, while the world is asleep, I mean, the world could literally be at your fingertips. So if you're
Yeah.
trying to figure out like how can I find the time, wiggle room, sometimes you gotta put a little hustle behind it and get up a little
Mm-hmm.
bit early, stay up a little late, but be
Absolutely.
relentless. Be
Mm-hmm.
Turn
relentless.
the TV off.
Yep.
Uh-oh,
Put
did you
that
just turn
put
the TV
that
off?
phone down.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
I needed to
put
hear
Absolutely.
that
that. I just pulled my own, snatched my own edges. Put the phone
I've
down.
done it. She snatched her whole head. Put the phone down, put the TV
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
get maybe
I.
get
Absolutely.
out of your comfort space. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't
Yes.
get home, take your butt to the library, take your
Mm-hmm.
butt to a nearby Starbucks, Panera Bread. Like get out of your comfort zone and carve out time. Like man, our life depends on this. The life we want to live depends
Yeah.
on this.
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
Woo. Well, with that, that was an amazing group chat. So y'all
Mhm.
know the pull up challenge about to knock us over the head, and I'm so ready
I know,
for
right?
it.
Oh
I'm
my God.
so ready for it. What we got, Doctor Love?
Woo.
Well. So of course the pull-up challenge is going to be appropriate to the topic. And so, one thing I will say is that, and we'll probably talk more offline, I'm proud that this group of women right here, if y'all don't get to know nothing about us, just know that we are relentless. Like,
Yes.
we have vision, we know the life we want to live, and we're not letting up. So my challenge for this week is what is something that you want to do? What is something that you want to start? What is a business you've been thinking about? If you trying to get up out that debt, get up under that rock, whatever it is, right? My ask for this week, so sidebar, last week, this might sound like a similar challenge from the last couple weeks. We were talking about kind of stepping outside your comfort zone. This is strictly on some launch, okay, type
Okay.
vibes.
Okay.
Strictly on where you see your life
Okay.
and where you are. Business, financial, career, okay, credit, whatever. Let's take one step. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what I'm doing because I already know what I'm doing for this week. Okay. I've been
What you doing?
sitting on, y'all know I'm like into like stock market investing,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been sitting on something I want to do. So Yahoo Finance, it might not be new to some, it's new to me. Yahoo Finance has a new feature where they will release to you like what companies that they, spotlight of interest that you should look at. Now listen, it's $25. But why I've been waiting 3 weeks to spend 25? Now I didn't go to Top Golf. I didn't go restaurant food. I didn't order Uber Eats. I didn't did all these things, but I have not stopped and spent that little $25 so I
Yep.
can see if that's something that's worth, you know, investing in. And so that's going to be my step. I'm trying to continue to unlock this wealth and this level
Mm-hmm.
of comfort and finances in my life. And sometimes
Yeah.
that comes with a little cost. And so if I
Yeah.
can order Papa John's, I'm naming all kinds. This is real stuff I'll be ordering. If I could order poke bowls for the kids, I could spend this 25 and see if it can change my future.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
that's for this week. Let's take a step into launching.
I love
I
it.
love it. I feel like the people need to hear that because so many of us can relate to it. Like $25, we blow that without even trying. We really do.
Mm-hmm.
But once you set the intention, you can hold yourself accountable. And so
Yeah.
I'm taking this pull up challenge very seriously. I'm going to give some
Okay.
thought to something that I maybe been stalling on or something that I just haven't been giving my attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to get on top of this and I love it. I like this.
Yeah, I have something in mind. I need to do it. I've been putting it off for far too long. So this is the thing that I'm gonna go ahead and launch.
I love it. All right.
That's
Love
we
that.
up.
Woo!
Only up.
Good, y'all.
Only up, only up. Any final words about the failure to launch before we let the people go ahead and go?
You know, I'm just grateful that we managed to launch this podcast and keep it going and keep showing up. Shout out to us.
Yes.
Shout out to us because for 3 years we failed to relaunch.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are, back like
Here we
we never left and better. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave the people with that. That we are proof right on your screen of what happens if you just keep going.
Yep.
Yes. Pew, 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 pew.
Fling, 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 fling. Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on.
There we go.
Listen, we are definitely proof of that. Take us. A lot of times, and I think sometimes people fail to launch because they don't have the inspiration. They don't have people to empower them. They don't have a frame of reference. Look at us. Look at us. This we are proof. If y'all just knew, and maybe we need to do maybe we need to do an origin story of how the podcast came to
Oh
be,
Lord.
where we
Oh Lord.
were, what was going on. Maybe we need to do that. If you're interested, pop in our DM or send us an email. Talk to us. We don't mind sharing.
Quite the
Not at
story.
all.
We could
Mm-hmm.
Not at
start with how we all ended up in Nevada.
all. Oh Lord. Yeah,
With that
yeah,
being said,
yeah.
I want to
Y'all might
thank everybody for tuning in to Three the Hard Way. If something that was said here sparked something in you, if you heard something that sparked something in you, then please, please do us a favor.
Listen, don't keep this podcast to yourself. Send it to who you need to send it to, okay? Share it with your friends. Tell your friends to share with their friends. Send us an email. Send us a DM. Look, we want to hear from you. And if you watch this on replay, make sure you comment what are some things that you are going to do to
Yes.
get outside of that failure to launch and step one step closer to launching.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. So you got the email on bottom. Y'all got our IG. Hit us up if you have topic ideas,
Mm-hmm.
provide feedback. If you want to be a guest, I'm just going to reiterate that we would love to have guests. And now that we are back live, okay, we in real time. Okay, so y'all can put your comments. We're gonna get it all back cracking.
Yes.
Comments, dropping
Are.
in, long as y'all act right. 'Cause we didn't have some special guests. But anyway,
That
we
part.
ready. We ready for you. So until next time, we
We
out.
out, y'all. Bye.
That's cute.